not the off in mind. Maiyegun làwa mọ̀ làmọ̀ tó dòdòdò. Maiyegun dayari Maiyegun làwa mọ̀ làmọ̀ tó dòdòdò. Maiyegun dayari
Good morning to you, good afternoon to you, and good evening to you from wherever you are watching from. This is Maiyegun live.
Àṣírí ọ̀jẹ̀lú kì í bò níbẹ̀ o. Maiyegun dayari bó bá ṣe eré àní Maiyegun máa wí. Maiyegun dayari ó sì tún ṣe eré wàá gbọ́ níbẹ̀ o. Maiyegun dayari.
This is going to be People's Parliament again. Today, the 30th of November 2022, where we can all have a kind of a recap of how it all went in the passing month and review, and also an opportunity for every one of us who probably couldn't really call in most of our programs. On most of our programs, you can be part of the parliamentarians tonight, where you can come on and just speak your own mind. It doesn't really have to do with what the other person wants to say or any particular topic that we are currently treating. You might just want to say about the past conversation and all that. So that is what the People's Parliament is all about. And as for myself, Maiyegun, I am going to whet the floor, like just whet your appetite and give you a bit of an update on what is going on out there, and possibly help give you some booster, the talking points. So if you read the caption of this broadcast, you will see that Aisha Bokwari, allegedly, you heard that she used her office, her power, to kidnap a young man that said Aisha has ate all the poor people's money. That is why she's bigger now. This offended Aisha that she had to send her own ADC to go and look for the boy. With the help of the DSS, it didn't take long. A final year student in one of the polytechnic in Kaduna, Aminu Muhammad. But that's all we heard initially. And we also heard that afterward, we heard that it was taken straight to the presidential villa in Abuja. Inside the presidential villa, where they started beating him and beating him. Why? How is that right? But according to the inner, the source from within, they said, oh, you didn't hear anything, oh. This is like a Nollywood script, sort of a Nollywood kind of play, something you will never believe that will ever happen in real life. They said when they took the young boy into the villa where Aisha, Her Majesty, tyrannical majesty. So they brought the young boy and they started beating him and beating him. And Aisha was not satisfied. She stood up and joined. Somehow, they said she lost her balance. Ishanti cuts. 2 months you don't cut. I been a bone crack. Mama no fit stand up again. That was why the young boy has been kept in a DSS dungeon for the past 12 days now. Because they had to rush Aisha to a nearby there's a name, there's a name they have, Crescent, something like Crescent Hospital. All of you wait there, Abuja. Which of your hospitals is called something Crescent or like Christ? I don't know. Now there they had to rush your Dubai-based first lady, Aisha Bokwari. So that was like, wow. That happened? Yes, it happened. But Anyway, they call it misuse of power. What do you call the Ogbojuole that steals your own identity or your picture? Own that picture. And in fact, build a campaign on that image of, Shebi, you say this man no get childhood. He has a childhood. Here is a photo, a stolen picture. That even when people were like, this one no be Tifnumbu now. This one look like Donald. It don't look like Tifnumbu. No, this one, I don't see this photo before. So no, you never see him. And so then put him inside the Tifnumbu campaign poster. They call it the man, Ashiwaju. So if you think Aisha Bukwari, she's a bold-faced tyrant. I mean, she's never elected. She's the wife to a tyrant, dictator Bukwari, by the way. But how could you just come around and say, this is Tifnumbu, this is Tifnumbu when he was younger, this is Tifnumbu when he was like an adult with afro, now that's Tifnumbu, the old man. Like, you know. So this lasted for so long. Imagine people lying to the point that they begin to believe their own lie. Like, say, now me, it's me. I say, daddy, look at this picture. I saw it on social media. Is that you? I say, if they say, now me, it's me. Now they have to give that to those who are going to publish Tifnumbu's manifesto. And when they put the biography of Tifnumbu and all of that, they have to add that picture. God, I beg you. Because the owner of the picture finally says something. Just for you to compare how rotten the system these guys are operating have been. Here is the owner of the photo.
On the other hand, you have my friend and colleague, Bola, and we're debating about drugs. That's the focus of the discussion. Drugs, his resume, what school did he go, who are his classmates. Interestingly, there's a new documentary that has been produced. It's titled The Nation Builder, and it's on Bola Tinubu. His years in Chicago, his exploits, what a wonderful student he was. Fine. My disagreement is that my photograph as a 12-year-old is used as his photograph, right? As his photograph as a young person. In other words, they couldn't find a photograph of him as a young person. And they now take my own photograph. I took it 12 years old in Sokoto, Wayne. I don't know if you've seen the photograph. I have it on my phone. I'll send it around. And there I was in Sokoto posing. And now, Bola adopted. I don't know if I can get some justice on this, but I feel very pained that poise that I had at a 12-year-old is now being used for political end. But it just shows that the level of debate, right, has really come so low, right?
%. The level of public accountability or responsibility in Nigeria is gone. It's not even so low. It's like it's under the ground, like buried. That's the photo there. You see the picture? Yeah, that is the picture that the Lagos Abobakus. Anyway, we will continue to say that the young boy that offended Aisha, that because yesterday, when this now became public, that everybody is now like really speaking out, like, why would Aisha do this? So Aminu Muhammad was secretly or quietly arraigned yesterday. And the judge from a court in Abuja, the judge sent him to Suleja prison until when they are going to listen to his bail application. So imagine, that's the boy, and that is the first lady. That is the image that the boy saw and said, look at Aisha. She has fed fat on the poor people's money. And now Aisha, whether she strained one, what do you call it? Ishan maybe not two vein cuts, abi na bone break. As we see today, Aisha is also even like regretting possibly having to beat Aminu. So if she is going to have any satisfaction, people are now saying that she should be arrested, that Aisha Bokwari should be arrested, because what she's done, it has never been done before, maybe not like this. Also, as part of what I can give to you tonight, or to us tonight, is the new political phase now. Okay, this is politics, where Atiku and the Canary Dino are currently in Akure, Ondo State. I want to share that with you before we begin to welcome the parliamentarians. Okay, now listen. If you want to be part of this, you are very welcome. Your views, even if you have views that is contrary to some of our own views here, okay, you have the floor to come and tell us. Say something that people will be like, okay, well, maybe we never really see it that way anyway. Do you get what I mean? So you are welcome. From my program last night, where I just scratched the surface of the awuyewuye going on within the Yoruba nation and the rest, we have a lot of people who kind of feel they disagreed. Sure, you get. You may have a chance of joining the parliament tonight. Come and tell us about your disagreements, okay? So that maybe we can learn something too. Anyway, the link is right there in the description of this broadcast, whether on Facebook or YouTube. Just look for any of them, right? And you are welcome. All you have to do is to make sure that you are not using the same device that you are watching this broadcast on. Don't use that same device to join the broadcast, okay? It's not going to work in a way. I hope you remember that. But let's go to Akure, where Atiku is doing his own thing.
Politico Nigeria.
Articulate. Sobo. But you know, that is actually just the intro. And there is no way you hear about Atiku and you are not going to see Keneri Dino. Okay? As we wait, I can see that some of our parliamentarians are already joining. Don't worry. Let's wait for more as we prep ourselves for tonight. Dino Keneri Melaye was there. And inside that same hall, let me show you what happened.
Ladies and gentlemen, it is my singular honor, in no particular order, to recognize few of our leaders that are here today in Ondo State. First, we have the digital governor of Delta State, highly intellectually mobile. I also want to use the opportunity to introduce to you one that you already know, the irremovable chairman of PDP, performing chairman of PDP, hardworking chairman of PDP, Dr. Senator Iyocha Ayu. The performing governor of Akwa Ibom, highly stylish, very corporate, very hardworking, Emmanuel Udo, who also doubles as the chairman of the Presidential Campaign Council. It is my singular honor to introduce to you the governor of the Caliphate, the governor of the Sultan, the former Speaker of the House of Representatives, the chairman Nigerian Governors Forum, the chairman PDP's Governor Forum, the Director General of the campaign, Right Honorable Amin Waziri Kwambo. It is my honor to introduce the 14th governor of PDP in the Federal Republic of Nigeria, the best dancing governor south of the Sahara, not for the Limpopo, the governor who converted the state of Osun back to Osun State. Very popular, very amiable, very friendly, Imole Day of Africa. Ladies and gentlemen, it is my pleasure to also introduce the chairman, acting chairman of the Board of Trustees of PDP, former president of the Nigerian Senate, distinguished Senator Adolphus Rabara. Ladies and gentlemen, we have unassuming minority leader of the House of Representatives, very vibrant, Right to introduce gentle and amiable former governor of Adamawa State, Mr. Boni Aruna. I want to introduce the former Minister of Police Affairs, all the way from Yobe State, Adamu Mena Waziri. My pleasure to introduce my older brother, distinguished Senator of the Federal Republic of Nigeria, former Deputy Leader of the House of Reps, former Leader of the House of Reps, former Deputy Leader of the Nigerian Senate, former National Organizing Secretary of our party, Senator Abdul Nengi. It is my pleasure to introduce the former military and civilian governor of Osun State, Governor Oyelola. Ladies and gentlemen, the Atiku movement is gender sensitive, so we have the Director of Support Groups here, Dr. Barakat. We also have here the immediate past governor of Imo State and former Deputy Speaker of the House of Reps, Right Honorable Emeka Ihedioha. We also have here the former Deputy Speaker of the House of Representatives, Right Honorable Austin Obara. We have also here the youngest senator in the
blah blah. I know. Maiyegun kilo shele now, waiting be all this, I know. But there's something that happened in there as well. But I don't think we have enough time to see. But I want you to listen to what Atiku had to say. Like I said, most of the time you listen to what they don't say. You get what I mean now? Not what they are saying, but how they are saying them, which will give you an idea of what they are not saying, which in fact is what they are saying silently when they make those statements. Confusing? Don't be. There's a way you get to know how to get to do that by paying attention to the word they use when they are talking. Now, inside that room, they were meeting religious leaders, religious this or that, groups and all that in Ondo States. And Atiku did talk. He did talk to them. Just briefly.
Just to end hunger in this town. If you open the Holy Quran, the first thing you read there is Ikra. It talks about what? Read. When you are reading, you are getting educated. We know that the Southwest, you take education very seriously. By the grace of God, the education designed by Obafemi Awolowo for the southwestern part of this country that gave birth to Obafemi Awolowo University and the great University of Ibadan shall be restored by this individual. He has seen it all and it will end all our problems. It will end them politically, it will end them socially, it will end them spiritually, it will end them emotionally, it will end them economically, it will end them mentally, it will end them physically, and it will end them morally. We want to introduce to you a very stable president, big, strong, and reliable. A man of men. Please, I just committed an abomination in Yoruba land. Only kaka kiki kaka. Only kaka kiki kaka. Oba boba jaya. Only jaya kaka. Only oba ruler. Only oba ruler. Ladies and gentlemen, please can we give a Tayo Jegede a round of applause? He is so much a good host that I've forgotten. Please, my apology. Ladies and gentlemen, I will bring to the microphone by the grace of God, the great unifier, the great amplifier, the great pacifier, and the great multiplier, Atiku Abubakar.
Thank you very much. Thank you. أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم. بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم. In order we don't spend too much time. Let me recognize my party chairman, national chairman, and all the governors here, and all party leaders here, and all our religious leaders present in this hall. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi ta'ala wa barakatuh. First of all, let me commend the organizers of this meeting. In other words, the leadership of the PDP in this state, led by the Itayo Jagede. I also admire the spirit behind organizing this meeting, being a joint meeting, not separate meeting, not meeting the leaders of the Muslim faith on one side, meeting also the leaders of the Christian faith at another meeting. I like the joint meeting and I admire your leadership, all of you. I also want to use this opportunity to thank the people of Ondo State for the support you have given me in the past, and I believe for the support you are going to give me again. I commend you, and I will not forget that support. So on my part, all what I can promise you is that if I have the opportunity, you will be in the forefront of my program. I am listening to the speeches of both religious leaders, both Christian and Muslim religion.
Everybody, thank you for coming. I just pray for me when I become your president. I'm going to. But then it didn't stop there. There was, he went there for his rally, according to the information, right? So for the last part, this is what he had to say to his screaming supporters, you say.
And it is time to listen to the golden voice of the next president of the Federal Republic of Nigeria by the grace of God, the Adamawa son, who is a true Nigerian son, Atiku Abubakar. Thank you very much. PDP! I beg, make I hear your voice now. PDP! Power! Power to the people! PDP! PDP! Power! Thank you very much. Thank you very much, Ondo people. We have started our campaign rally from Ondo State in the southwest. It is deliberate because we want to show you that we appreciated what you have done to us in the last election. You have given us the highest votes in the southwest. We will never forget you. That is why, if you repeat the support again, we promise we will definitely deal with insecurity. We will eliminate it. We will also make sure that all the federal roads linking Ondo State with other parts of the country are made very motorable. Of course, I have also undertaken to make sure that our young men and women, you are the one who are gathered here today. You are the one who are suffering in the sun today. And you are the one who are going to vote for us and protect the votes for us. We promise you we will set aside enough money to make sure that we empower you for your jobs,
for your security and for your families. That is why in our policy documents, we said we are going to set aside 10 billion US dollars to make sure that we provide small and medium enterprises for young men and women to create jobs and to empower themselves. Is our number one priority. We must empower our young men and women so that they can have brighter future for themselves and their families. Our people of Ondo State, we have also promised that we shall, by the grace of God, we provide enough funding for education so that our universities can continue with their work. Not what the APC are doing today. Today, more than 8 months, our universities have closed. And simply because they don't care about their education, they don't care about their future. We promise it will not be the same again. You can compare what the PDP has done in its 14 years and what the APC has done in their 8 years. You are worst off. Are you not? Are you not? You want a repeat of APC again?
No!
You want a repeat of AC again? Lie. So we want to thank you very much for being here with us all day today.
We will work with you to build a Nigeria that is not corrupt.
I bring you a message of hope.
We are going to spend a lot of resources on education.
Shebi, you listen to them. When I was a little boy, that was the same toasting line. We will make sure your children go to school. We will give you money to trade, to start businesses. All of our mothers are going to get small money. All of you who have no job, will give you job. All of that stuff. That's people don't know. They don't have the chance of asking how. Show us, tell us how. Using today's reality, Nigeria to the tank. Nigeria, we don't tank. Everybody won't come back, can't cash out whatever is left over. So that is why I said, listen to the tone, the message, what they are saying, how they are saying them, not exactly, what they say, but mostly what they are not saying, even when they are saying something. Kalu is coming to UK. I have confirmed that. He is going to be the Chatham House in London on the 5th of December. 5th of December, which is going to be when? To maybe Monday next week. I want book or make I go. That's what I discover. Say to be a member of the Chatham House, to have access to all these world leaders, whenever they are coming there, you can go and attend and see them, ask them questions. It will cost me like £400 a year. First, I have to pay £50 to join. Then I have to also pay annual membership fee of £340. The cheapest teacher is for students who are going to spend like £200 to be a member. I don't know about the press and all that. And I was like, yay! I wish it's something we can just pick the event and I can just go and say, call, because it's the UK now. Sure you get. But some of you get that ticket, you get that slot. You can go and use them on Monday and go and hear the Bala Bulu, the Bulu Bala, and the rest of whatever. So it's going to be the Europe version. It's going on tour. According to them, it's coming on tour of Europe to come and tell us. Or if you go to the Chatham Institute website, go and check out their event. You will see it there. And you will see what they said if nobody is coming to talk about. I just shook my head like, oh, more. These people, So if everybody go there, can't go there, ask if, well, I am willing to monitor the event and feed you back, okay? Even though I'm not going to be there physically. But I'm considering maybe I should even subscribe and pay that money and be a member of that Chatham Institute. And I can just be there anytime all this road come from Nigeria and just, say, hey, mister, come here. I'm thinking it, but the Jebu in me is like 400 pounds. 400. I'm still thinking it anyway. He has already told them in Nigeria that he's not going to debate with the likes of Obi, because according to him, Obi is below him. Me and you did we go to debate. Almost call you get class. So anyway, I don't want to keep all my parliamentarians waiting. Okay, if you want to be part of this conversation, which is the People's Parliament, what do you call it? The Parliament is going to be open soon. Now, if you take a look at your comment section, by the way, whether you're watching on Facebook or you're watching on YouTube or wherever you are, there is a link. There is a link that you can click and open and join, okay, to be part of this. And please, wherever you are joining us from, please, I beg you. No join us when you are like already in bed, where you don't take off your clothes, the light in the room is dark, and you're just there chilling, which is good for you watching Maiyegun. But if you want to be part of the conversation, it is not so cool for other people watching you shirtless in the dark, talking and all, you know what I mean? So I won't welcome you. And please keep your cameras on, okay? And then mute your microphone until you are called to speak. It is just a way of to maintain a decorum, as they say. So I no go become like Oja Oyingbu. And finally, okay, this is the moment you can speak your mind. But I have one thing. If I discover that what you are saying is misleading, and I can tell you what is actually right, I can sort of stop you where you are talking. So please, it's your own it's your own thought and all that, and you can hone it. And if you have any question for me, I am willing to answer them to the best of my ability. Sure you get. So parliamentarians, thank you very much for taking your time out with me tonight. Let us take just a minute break while I get you all behind the scene to comply with this simple information, okay? Make sure you are somewhere there is no noise. Make sure you are somewhere that is well lit, there is light, and please also make sure that you are well dressed enough, not shirtless or in the dark. So I will be back in a minute.
Good
evening, oh my parliamentarians, and thank you very much, everyone. Who is part of this tonight. So far, so good. We have 4 of us. I wouldn't know why Maiyegun Jr. is still in that so dark place. Maybe I'll get to ask, okay? So hopefully we won't have any interruption that will keep you too much in that, you know what I mean? Anyway, what we're going to do to start with is that after welcoming everyone, okay, we need to share the slot and we can begin to, you know, hear our own contribution individually. Like I said, okay, you can speak about anything that you want to talk about. Make it short enough that within 5 minutes maximum, I can easily say, you know what, let's go to the next person. Even if you are still deep into it, I may have to tell you to, excuse me, to round up, and then we'll go to the next person. Okay, let's respect this so that we can get as many people on as possible. Okay, again, you are free to speak your mind. At the same time, somebody can disagree with what you have said by stating their own reasons why. All of these are just to say, to give our viewers, right, the perspective of the mindset of some of us on things that we kind of care about. It doesn't matter if the other people don't. Just talk about, speak your truth, and let us all learn something. That is why we call it the People's Parliament. The only lady among us is going to have, I'm going to have to ask the gentlemen to be gentlemen. We'll let the ladies first. That will bring our lady, Kemisola Adebayo. You will go first. After you will be Crown Feet, who has been there for a very long time. I've been seeing you there. In fact, it seems you watch your own program just through the studio, I would say. However, I'm going to go to Maiyegun Junior, who also seems to come in. He came on just the moment after you, when I was monitoring there. Other people came on, but they've dropped off, possibly because of where they were and all that. So, Lady Kemisola, you are going first. Crown Fit will go next. Maiyegun Junior will go after you, and Modiu, my brother, this time around you are caught on the road. So hopefully, since you are mobile, you will eventually get to a stable location before these parliamentarians have finished their presentations. So let us get started. Crown Fit just dropped off now, and I bet it's going to come on again. How are you, ma?
Good afternoon, Maiyegun from this part of the world.
Good afternoon, ma.
I'm only calling this afternoon just to say thank you. That's all I just want to say.
Oh,
thank
yeah?
you, and thank you, and thank you for everything. I say thank you.
Wow. And do I have a chance of asking what? Because like I keep telling myself, right? Most of what we do here, it's mostly like a thankless job.
I
Most of
know.
the time, we ended up having to set ourselves up when people even misunderstood us. You know, when people get to misunderstand you, then that's you. You are hung.
I know. I know.
So when you now come around to say, Maiyegun, I just want to say thank you. Is it good to say? Would you mind to tell us why you are so?
Well, it's amazing the kind of job you do, putting your life out there. It's I just don't want to underestimate the government of Nigeria. I know what they can do
Sure.
and what they would do. They could go as far as any length. But for you putting out your life out there, if not every day, Maiyegun, I listen to you like every day. Even while I'm at work, I'm still listening to Maiyegun. While driving, I'm still listening to Maiyegun. And you wouldn't know what you're doing now. You're touching a whole lot of people. You're opening people's ears, people's mind. My husband is a die-hard fan of Tinubu. He is like, when you say Omo Tinubu, yes. Presently here in Houston, they call him Jagaban of Jagaban. He loves Tinubu so much, so much. And I kind of find this strange though, but it is what it is. But, for you talking every day, him hearing you, because while we're in the car, at home, everywhere around me, it's Maiyegun. Either it's the one you've played, I just go there, look you up, look for those topics of yours, and I decide to just throw them on the TV and start listening. And you actually, through your platform, have been able to learn how to sing the Yoruba national anthem. It's like every day for me. I sing it every day because I know it's going to come to pass. It's my prayer. It's my heart desire. And the only thing I just want to say today is just thank you, Maiyegun. You don't know what you've done. I know what you've done, and I know how far you've gone. I know a lot of people around me now that talks about Maiyegun here, Maiyegun there. Even on my high school platform way back home, everybody talks about Maiyegun. The moment I put one of your comments there, they all know it's Maiyegun. So you might just be thinking, oh, Maiyegun. No, Maiyegun is going places. In fact, you are now an household name. So I just want to thank you. That's all
Well,
I just want to do. Just thank you for
that's
everything.
amazing to hear. Thank you so much, ma. I mean, thanks so much for saying all of that, by the way, because like somebody too once told me on this platform, she's one of those who are like a good people. Okay. So she picked up somebody who really, really needed help on this platform. I've told her story before, right? So she
Yes.
she she regretted, right? Or there's one thing she said. She was like, I don't know how you are mentally coping, handling all of this,
Mm,
but these two that I picked up on
mm,
your platform, eh, they drained me
mm,
to the point that I felt like, who sent me? Like, I don't know if you ever feel like that. Maiyegun, I said, well, there are people who actually they do tell me, like, Maiyegun, well done, keep it up. You know what I mean? And that means a lot that if I mean something to those people, even if they're just one or two or three, it doesn't matter.
mm.
I would never want to disappoint people like that. So for you coming on to say this as well, thank you too. And
You're
God,
welcome.
thanks
You're
so much.
welcome.
So let me go
Mm.
to Crown Fit, another of our men in the base, the veterans who monitored Maiyegun grow to what you all are seeing today. One of the proud members of this platform. How are you, sir?
Well, good evening, Maiyegun. Ṣé mo lè sọ Yorùbá ṣá lálẹ́?
Tẹ bá lè wá bá wa mix torí àwọn èèyàn wa tó wà náà ṣé ẹ ṣàmọ nǹkan tí mo mi like ẹ lè fi broken ṣe English àárín ẹ but yeah ẹ lè sọ Yorùbá.
Okay. Pàápàá jùlọ, let me just use the opportunity to appreciate you for all you do, the sacrifice that you put in every day. Kò easy. Àwọn Yorùbá náà máa ní àti gbọmọ lọ́wọ́ èkùrọ́, kò ń ṣojú bọ̀rọ̀, wàá ṣiṣẹ́. So fún iṣẹ́ takuntakun tó ń ṣe, I just pray that the Lord Almighty keep you healthy, strong, and focused. My concern for tonight, my interest is just all about all you've discussed in the last 24 hours. I know there's been a precursor to that in about a few weeks ago, but I'm glad that you're able to sort of shed light into some of the things that we all in the Temple of Truth are quite familiar with. Shori, Intimo Confe, Jeko, hold on to. I'll really appreciate if we can have a reset. I know yesterday in the broadcast, I wasn't live, but I got to see the replay. I think it's high time that we sort of continue in the path that we were prior to, branching off, meeting the needs of other groups. I think as a platform, you stand alone, and it's very easy to remain truthful because you have nothing to remember when you're speaking the truth.
That's right.
You don't have to remember anything. You just have to speak the truth. And I know there's been quite a few folks who've been trying to encourage you as to where to go next. Adara púpọ̀ gan ni for us to continue where we left off. A lot of the distraction that has taken place with what you were trying to express yesterday, it's quite a huge setback. And you cannot see the effect of that now. It will take a while. You see when the wind blows, you see. Because the momentum that we had and how that just sort of fizzled out is almost like a lukewarm feeling. Like we start to go upwards, and we always focus. I appreciate one thing about this particular group. When we set our heart to get something accomplished, we don't stop until we get it accomplished. I like the can-do attitude. And a lot of folks like myself who are just, watching from behind the scene. Surely I need to suffer pé òun wà prepared láti spend even he went as far as saying he's ready to spend his blood. That is to give you insight into the minds of àwọn tí wọ́n fẹ́ ìlọsíwájú fún ilẹ̀ Yorùbá. And right now, pẹ̀lú gbogbo àwọn kan ibi tó sọ dé lánàá, olóòótọ́ gbogbo olóòótọ́ tó wà nínú ilé tó wà nínú tẹ́ḿpìlì yìí, wọn ò ní the receipt kankan. Okay. So to cut it short and then to give everyone else the opportunity, I think we should start that dialogue right away. We should have that house cleaning, that refresh, and let's recalibrate.
It's
okay? We could have gone further ahead. Yeah, but allow all those little stopovers to make you've got something. We have a work plan. We have the right teams. You have the right people around. Let's do what we need to do. Anyone else who wants to be a part of us, let them just
that's one thing as well, sir.
Yeah.
What we are trying to do, or should I say what I intended to do with the particular program yesterday, which is just the start, there's going to be more of that, is just to make sure that we, at a point, unanimously, right, whether consciously or subconsciously, we just agree that the Baba Akintoyes, the Alan and the rest of them, they owed a little bit of a sovereignty where some of us can connect with, right? That control is what has been lost. Do you understand?
Yeah.
Now, when it's to a stage where people are now comparing those Baba with any other individual in the issue of, what I mean? Like, okay, let us settle. You know what? That is a total degeneration. And if something is not done now, by the end of the year, as we are hearing, there may be nothing to save again. Do you get that, sir? So how do they get control back and even be able to rechart a course and say, well, this is actually what is being done, and this is where we all have to put all our support and make sure that this happens. Sure, you get. But I understand that not everybody will have to understand it clearly. That's why I call it a series. Sure, you get. But I get what you mean as well. In the 1 minute, sir, so that we can go to another person.
And with regards to that leadership role, you want to play, and with the level of distraction, phase being pulled right, left, and center, and my concern is how can they themselves remain focused, that they will not suffer again that same type of setback in the hands of all this, all these crickets.
People even need to acknowledge that setback. People need to acknowledge that loss of internal control that has now spilled over to all we are witnessing today. People need to acknowledge them first. You don't say, you know what, let's forget that. Let's just come to, that's like Nigeria. Don't acknowledge the difference that they know that it has torn them apart and in fact slowed down the genuine purpose of what they are doing. You know what I mean? So if that is acknowledged, then we can fix it. Once they get back the control properly, every help they deserve can go straight to the right quarter. But look at it today. You know what I'm saying now? Look at it today. Who do we even talk to now?
It's almost...
That's the reality. People need to know that
Yeah.
In other words, to make sure that we keep the people who are so dedicated about the actualization of the Yoruba sovereign nation by telling them the truth and not making things up for them in order to keep them entertained and keep them right. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
One day we'll run out of all of that. And the moment we begin to run out of all of that, then charlatans will take over.
Yeah.
And that's what we're experiencing today. So we need to tell them, but again, sir, thank you.
Thank you very much.
God bless you, sir. Let me educate another person which is going to be Maiyegun Jr. You have been so patient, Baba. Well, stay on, and I'm going to go to Kenny. Kenny, there was this our person. I forgot his name now. Why did that just go away from my head? I hope he gets back, but you are going to take his slot, okay, his position until he gets back. But you know what I mean. Let's go to Maiyegun Jr. You have your own say and you have the platform, brother. How are you?
Maiyegun, good evening, sir.
Good evening, brother.
Firstly, I want to thank God that I'm on tonight. Please, I don't know. Am I audible enough?
What do you say?
Please, am I audible enough?
You are very audible, Baba. And your face show. But we don't see your shoe. I see your shoe shine.
My shoe.
Let's go.
Okay. Ekale everyone. Alakoko, although, like you normally said, tí on bá pè sórí program, ìyẹn máa ti ní nǹkan tí on bá fẹ́ sọ. Like, let's say if I've seen the notification right from, let's say 20 or 30 minutes before the show, I'll say, oh, this is what I want to say. But whenever I call into the program, everything just skip off. I don't know. So this night, I more note I want to call it. And I'm going to be taking it one by one.
It's about level, you have a lot you want to say, but because people are going to speak before you, sometimes they have said things you wanted to say, and somehow you get even sucked into what they are saying. But if you can write your ideas down, they help.
Yeah.
So use them now, Baba.
Okay. The first one is, yes, as a Muslim, when you enter the mosque, the first thing as a Muslim is they call something nafila, as in there's a prayer just like a prayer before the normal congregational prayer, which is nafila. And when I bring that back to our platform, which is Maiyegun Politico, it is call offering. Please, I'm advising every one of us, please, Tabatiri notification, the first thing we should just, because majority of us are mad bagby, let us go to that like, because that once we click that like, it takes this message to every corners of YouTube. Please, this is very, very important. Please, Joe, it is very, very important.
Okay.
So secondly, yeah, Maiyegun Elema Wojumi, but I just want to thank you again because more Walara want to benefit 10,000 naira.
Oh yeah?
Yeah, Emilomo Jebu Shiwo.
Shiwo, Baba. So, okay, you know what? My car will go time if introduction. You get. I'm happy.
Exactly.
You know me do that.
So I will once again appreciate. Thank you very much for the.
You are very welcome, and thanks for the support.
It really go a long way. So So, now going back to our political nonsense that is happening in this country.